someone come with me. So they need help from someone from DSPS. Okay, I know these people in DSPS. I say, okay, go to the student service center, go to this room and talk to this person. I know this person, they're gonna help you out. Or I could also call ahead and say, hey, I've got the student, they have this problem, I'm gonna send them your way, can you help them out? And then I could follow up later and be like, hey, did that student stop by? Were you able to get with them what they need? Or I could just walk them over, since now I know the person that works there, they know me. I just bring the students over there and say, hey, this student's got this issue, can you help them out? And I know immediately that they're getting the help that they need. We're not gonna have students walking around from department to department like we've seen before, saying, oh, someone told me to go here, someone told me to go here. We'll know each other and we'll know what we can do for the students. So that's what all these things are, and that's what we're working towards. So today we're gonna have two presentations, one from Career Services. Jenna's gonna be giving that presentation.
Hey,
And after
Jenna.
that, Paulette give a presentation from STEM. So with that.
Sure. Let me make a quick phone call.
Oh, I forgot, all the snacks here are provided by the association, so thank you to them. I don't know where they're. Make payments to them, they'll be very grateful, so thank you,
There it
association, and.
So just click there. There we go.
Did you want to share this?
I'll just put that up there. So. All right, Abigail, are you ready?
Go for it.
Okay. Well, good morning. This is kind of a fun thing to do. I've been here 23 years and we've never done this before, right? I love it. You know, we can always reinvent. I did not bring enough handouts. I actually have handouts today, but we'll work on that. So the Career Services Center. So we are kind of this this department on this campus that a lot of staff and faculty don't know about. Because we are different than academic counseling and general counseling and special programs. How do you think career counseling is different than academic counseling? Just by the names. So academic counselors do what with our students? Transfer. AA degrees. Ed planning, right. They do a lot of ed planning and identification, but when a student walks into an academic counselor, there's typically two questions. What is your major? And where do you want to transfer to, or what is your educational goal, right? So the Career Center, though, I have presented like in Victoria's class before. I'm trying to look around the room if there's anyone else, but we do presentations. What do you think career is, though? How is that different than academic? What do you think we do in our area?
Job.
Find jobs. Yep. What type of job career do you want? Internships.
Identify career goals.
Identify your career goal, because most of us have 5 to 7 careers in a lifetime. So the students still, in 2024, students still think that the career they pick today at the age of 19 is the career they will have for 40 years. It's fascinating to me that hasn't shifted with all social media and all the content out there on the internet. The students still feel like this is such a big decision and I need to make the right decision. So basically, I'm going to share. Let's see who, Paulette is my colleague, also presenting. So I only have 18. So those of you that sort of know me or know the career. So basically what we've identified, what I'm passing out right now, and you can share at your table too, if I don't have, I know I don't have enough. What a great representation though. This is so fun. So there's what we've identified. If you open up the folder, there's 7 steps to success for that we integrate in for our students as far as career. Starting with identification on the right-hand side of the folder in the pamphlet is and our graphic design department designed this, by the way, quite a few years ago. It's very nice. And it's really the 7 steps that sort of show students, and also not just for students. I want to apply this to yourself as well, personally. But it's the first one is identification of majoring career. Where is it that I want to go? What is my intention? And then we have resources right there. We do teach a Counseling 12 class. It's a 1-unit career planning class every semester of the year. So we have that accessible for our students to be able to go through a very formalized career planning process, which they get to take the Myers-Briggs, the Strong Interest Inventory. They look at their values, their skills. And then we kind of collect it all together and sort of get them very intentional, very goal oriented on their pathway. This on the outside world with a private career counselor would cost somewhere around $1,500 to $2,000. So for our big price tag of 46 bucks, you can do the career counseling. I've had many classified staff and faculty, children in my class over the years. So definitely great if you have children that are also here at SMC or they're coming back in from their 4-year college and just sort of seeking that.
I took it last summer.
Yeah,
Really
and
good. Yeah, I really liked it.
what did you like about it?
I really like personality tests and I've never taken, I was like, I've never taken this one, the strong interest inventory. And I like that it talked about your personality, your values, your skills, and like how you like to spend your time, what you're good at and what you like. And it blended everything together. And I feel like other things that I've participated in always miss one of those things. And if you don't have your values or you don't have things you're good at, you're not gonna have the full picture for your career.
Yeah, because I was just presenting to a Counseling 20 class this morning and we spend over 2,000 hours a year in our jobs. So like it's having that ability to really want to like wake up in the morning and I knew I had Counseling 20, I had this today, I have students for the rest of the day. It's like, yes, I get to go to work today and have that impact, right? So it really kind of brings it all together instead of just kind of willy-nilly letting life just happen to you. So remember, yes.
That, the Counseling 12 is offered summer, online or in person?
Both. So we have both modalities. We have, for every semester, we'll have an online, and we'll also have in person. So, the other thing underneath number 1 is meeting with a career counselor. So once again, out there on private sector, I was talking to Paulette about this. It's 180 to 225 an hour to meet with a career counselor. Our students get to come in and meet with qualified, very, very strategic, amazing career counselors. We have a staff downstairs of 15. We have a staff of 10 career counselors, and then we have 3 career services advisors that are classified staff. So they get to come and meet with us for free, as long as they're enrolled in 3 units. So I'm gonna do a little pitch here for everyone in this room. You take a 3-unit class here at SMC, any 3-unit class, you then have access to us as well.
Yes.
Right? Just 1 3-unit class. Ed Mangus Photography 1. There you go. No, but any 3-unit class, it doesn't matter what it is. You just need to be enrolled in 3 units. And then if you're in a space in your life where you're looking for a transition or figuring out that next step or how to, navigate, I want to stay at SMC, but I need to know the positions. I want to navigate up. I want to go from classified staff to faculty, whatever it is. That, if you take a 3-unit class, you have access to us, all right?
Credit or non-credit?
It has to be credit. Thank you, Victoria. Yeah, non-credit, we do not, non-credit has their own counselors, so thank you. Whew. Should have said. So then we also help students with their educational goal. Once I know I want to be a nurse, all right, now what do I do? Do I need a BSN? Can I do an ADN? Do I do accelerated BSN? What is my goal? So we assist students with that. Identifying transfer schools. Once again, like working with students for 20 years, and those of you that are counselors in here as well and faculty, number 1 transfer school, like my students come and sit in my office and they go, I want to transfer to UCLA, right? So where?
Chico State.
Is that in California? I have recommended Chico and they're like, where's that, Jenna? I can't even get our students to go to Cal Poly St. Louis. But it is really interesting because then I'll ask them, well, have you been to UCLA? And they're like, no. And I'm like, it's 3 miles up that way. So do the campus tour because you're going to go live there. It's like dating. I always explain it like dating. You're dating at school. So make sure it's a good fit for you. Make sure that it's the right fit and the right culture for you. make sure the community is right. Paulette and I were talking about UC Irvine. Like, I'm a very curious person, as you discovered this morning. So really making it a good fit for the students. We work with them on that. SMC involvement, number 4. Why do you think we really push SMC involvement? Clubs, AS, working here as a student worker. What do our students gain from doing that?
It makes your resume better for transferring. They're gonna, basically outshine, especially in a program that's impactful.
Yes, 100%. And one of my favorite programs right now, because we did move the Career Services Center, let me tell you our location, downstairs on the first floor, behind the student ambassador desk, behind that big white desk. And there's a big purple sign that says Career Services. Students just walk in. I need to make an appointment with a career counselor, a career services advisor. And oftentimes, our students will track, that's what I call track. You know, we all have groupies. So they find someone that they like and they kind of just stick, you know, with that individual. I need to make an appointment with Destiny Johnson. I need to make an appointment with Esmeralda Martinez. So acceptable, but the engagement is the biggest piece. Did we ever do any research over the years on engagement and success retention? I don't think we ever tracked that, huh? I know as a counselor, what I see, and probably each of you in this room, when students do drop in and they're engaged, then they stay. Because they now have a community, now have a reason to come to campus, and they have friends, they have a network, they get to volunteer, they get to socialize with each other, and they build that resume. So super important, and we really spend a lot of time on SMC involvement. So, number 5. Number 5, the job search toolbox. I'm signed because it's more tedious work as a career counselor, but it's resumes, cover letters, LinkedIn, it's networking, it's interview prep. When you're, you know, when students, just like a test, do students walk into our classrooms without studying? Hopefully not. I mean, I'm sure they do. But what's the grade? If you walk in without studying, what is the possible outcome of that? And failing, yeah, an F or a D, even that maybe you can pull off a C. But when you put in the work and you put in the time and effort, what happens to that grade? Goes up, right? It's better. Same thing with the job search toolbox. You put in time and you get a resume that's kick-ass and killer. You get a LinkedIn profile that people are going to be overseeing and looking at. You are going to have more of a chance and opportunity of success. Kind of like even here on campus, but also when you transfer. So many of the private schools, actually all of the private schools now, pretty much require a resume for even application. So, and then we do experiential learning. We have a very robust internship program. Having students coming in, the students definitely have become very savvy, knowing that it's not just my educational experience, I need to get real life experience as well. So we do a lot with internships and really identification of internships for students. A lot of cool career panels and job search, job fairs and things like that. The thing that's coming to my mind, April 19th, each of the career counselors is assigned to an area of interest, which is on the left-hand side. I know you guys see those flyers and the you know, what am I thinking? The posters all around campus. So each of the career counselors is assigned to one of the areas of interest where we are a model of a community college in California, where we literally have broken down the barriers between academic affairs and student services. So I'm assigned to business, and it's amazing though, because we do events, we do activities. I'll be attending Professor Lou's, who's an accounting professor here. He has a diversity accounting conference coming up April 19th downstairs, and bringing in our SMC alumni and professionals from the Big Four. So the opportunities for our students here are unbelievable, and access to our business and industry outside of SMC. We also talked about study abroad. We're working on it, right? At SMC, our students are still a little bit nervous about leaving us. South Africa was canceled this last winter. So, we were like 4 students short, and we had to cancel it. But, definitely, that's also strong. I really encourage study abroad for our students. Part-time jobs, we assist students in getting part-time jobs. In fact, in your packet, the Get Hired, and it's on the website too. It's, Get Hired, it's College Central. Remember, if you have a student ID, you can go looking for the jobs, getting back to your children, people in your life, or family members. You can actually go into our College Central. It is exclusive to Santa Monica College. So we do not share our job database with any other school. It's only Santa Monica College. So the employers, local employers that post with us, they want SMC affiliation. So that's super important, and all you need is a SMC student ID to access that. I do, what we do too with our students is that strategy, like gaming. We make sure that, okay, I want to be, I'm trying to think, UCLA Carrick Center. I'm going back to nursing again for some reason today. But, so let's get you hooked up with UCLA Carrick Center. Let's get you interviewed by them. So once again, building that resume and doing that volunteer work to kind of, be prepared for when you're, transferring, and also when you're applying for positions and things like that. And then the last thing we do, and we don't, it's just kind of getting back into our cycle, is when, students transfer, they miss us. I have a lot of students that reach back out to me and go, Jenna, there's the Career Center here at UCLA. Where are you? And I'm like, I'm at SMC. Take a 3-unit class. You can come see me. But I definitely, we coach our students as they leave us as to how to continue to be successful. Everything you did here, it's like the rinse cycle, you know, you can repeat it. So you get to repeat this. So, anyways, and then here's our flyer, which everyone has, and I have extras of those. I'll leave them over here or in the back. And, pretty easy to make an appointment for students to make an appointment. Go in person, email, or the phone number that's on the flyer or on this website right here. It's longer than 10 minutes, Abigail.
Amazing.
Kirsten knows that. Kirsten's like, no, Jenna, can you do this in 10 minutes?
No, it's perfect
So,
timing.
okay.
Thank you so much. Do you want to take any questions?
Yes, any questions? Yes.
This 7 steps to success, do you have this, like electronically, like I can put it in my Canvas?
Yes,
Okay, so just reach out to you and.
Yeah.
get that.
I'll send it to you. I have it on a PDF.
And one more question on the international, for international students, they have access to all this too, right?
Yes, yes. So international students have access to the Career Services Center. And we partner with International Department a lot. So because they have the ability to do their interning and their OPT, which is 1 year of employment after they obtain a degree.
Mhm.
So yes,
Okay.
lots of partnership with them, a lot of coaching, a lot of collaborating with the students and explaining like the US process versus. And actually, when I work with international students, I'm always talking to our students about, okay, where are you from? What companies are here located in Los Angeles? Because we're so fortunate to be in a large city. What companies are here that are also within your country? So it's kind of that whole strategy of like, let's start that networking now. But yes, so,
So awesome.
yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
This is great. Thank you so much for all this information. I'm curious, are the internships mostly paid or unpaid? And
There's been a wonderful shift on that one. I would say mostly paid now.
do they earn units while they're in internships?
So international students have to earn units as part of their F1 status. Domestic students do not have to take a class and pay for that money, but it will go on the resume anyways. And it's also driven by the employer. If the employer wants them to be underneath our auspices and basically our workers' comp, let's just be honest. So it's, does that answer your question? But most of them are paid now. It used to be like, it's an 80-20 now. 80% are paid, I would say, 20% are not. It used to be the reverse like 4 years ago. So everyone just has decided, you know, there's big uproar in the HR world and which is great. You know, pretty much all of them are paid. Great question. Any other questions? Wow, I got nervous there for a minute. I call it,
Yeah.
We do, yeah. It's SMC Career Services.
Got it?
It's probably on the flyer. And that way you'll be able to see all of our workshops that we offer for students. We do presentations to Council 20. I used to do presentations to Victorian's classes, English classes, so, yeah. Did you find it? SMC Career Services?
They have amazing content.
Yeah. All right.
All right,
Yours, Paulette.
thank you.
Thanks, Paulette.
Yeah, hi. Welcome everyone. My name's Paulette Gomez. I'm the program specialist for STEM. And today I'm here to talk to you all about the STEM program. So just a few things. I have our contact information there, our email, phone number, in-person hours. So we're open Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and then on Fridays from 8 to 12. But we do have online hours from 8 to 5 as well. And we have a QR code there. If you want to scan it, that will link you directly to our website, okay? Alrighty, so for starters, I wanted to introduce you all to our STEM team. We have our project manager, Vanan, who's here today. Vanan Yanyan, yes. And then myself, I'm the program specialist. We also have 5 STEM counselors, Jose Q, who's also here with us today. Debbie Astorga, Miriam Bagamasbad Lokin, Belen Vaccaro, Sheridan MacArthur, and then our STEM therapist, Dr. Jennifer Bolger. And we also work with our Career Services Center. We have 2 career counselors. We have Golhar Serapian, who is our counseling 12 instructor, and that is our career planning course. So she focuses and works with students to kind of find their interests, values, goals, personality, and align them to a specific major. And that one is STEM focused. We also work directly with Joan King, who's our career advisor. And she helps our students with like resume building, finding internships. She also facilitates a lot of different workshops in our STEM lab in Drescher Hall 302. Of Ed, Title III Hispanic Serving Institutions, so HSI grants funded program. And essentially the goal of the STEM MAS program is to provide students with the support that they need in order to have a positive experience while they're majoring or, majoring in STEM. So science, technology, engineering, and math. And so we aim to assist our students in transferring to any baccalaureate program, as well as once they enter the workforce in a STEM career. So who is eligible to apply to the STEM program? So students pursuing a STEM major, we often get a lot of, not a lot, but some applications of non-STEM STEM students applying to the program. And because we do have, limited seats available for students, we want to make sure that we provide or consider our STEM students first. And then we also, the application is open to first year and continuing students. And for continuing students, we do ask that they stay at SMC for at least a year. That way they can maximize our STEM program resources. There are a few program requirements that students need to complete, like Counseling 12, which is career planning, Counseling 15, which is the job search technique course, and that's mainly just building that LinkedIn profile, working on their resume, and then Science 10, which is Introduction to Research. And that's usually an interdisciplinary course that changes from semester to semester. So sometimes the student is taking Science 10 and it's taught by a chemistry instructor or an engineer instructor. It just changes from semester to semester. Priority consideration is given to underrepresented students in STEM. So that's primarily our Latinx, Black African American students, those that identify as low income, first generation, and women. And then pictured on our left are some of our STEMmies. They actually went to UCLA this past January, and they worked on a hackathon. So that was really fun and exciting for them. One thing that I do want to point out in regards to our application, so sometimes we have 4.0 students that email us once our decisions are released, and they're like, why wasn't I accepted into the program? And all of our program resources are open to all students. We just want to prioritize those students that actually need the help, right? A student that's struggling may benefit more from the STEM program. That's not to say that another student wouldn't benefit, but we just want to prioritize those that need the extra help. And again, all of our resources are open to all students. You don't even have to be a STEM student to access our resources. So we have counselors available. So our counselors help students with educational planning, discuss their transfer goals. We have tutoring and mentoring. We offer tutoring in different subjects like chemistry, physics, math, bio, and computer science, and so much more. And we don't operate in appointments. Students can drop in and meet with the tutor or a mentor. We have a website linked where they can refer to that, or just drop on by. They're usually able to identify our STEM peer mentors and tutors by wearing they wear a blue vest, and that's how our students are able to identify them. We also have our STEM therapist, Dr. Jennifer Bolger. We understand that students, have outside responsibilities or not only struggle academically. So we are happy that Dr. Bolger is there as an extra support and resource for our students. And then we also have workshops that are hosted by career counselors, our STEM counselors, and our lovely peer mentors. And they focus mainly on like study strategies, how to find an internship. Last semester, one of our peer mentors and tutors noticed a trend during their drop-in sessions when meeting with students, and they noticed that a lot of them were coming in for unit conversions. So what he did, he created a workshop on unit conversions and like walked students through the process of how to complete and solve the problem. And again, all of our resources are open to all students, but priority is given to STEM Moss program participants. Additional resources that we have little areas where students can hang out. We have a STEM lounge. This is pretty new. I think winners when we built that STEM lounge. So we have a microwave, a toaster oven, a refrigerator, and a nice view of student services that students can see. And we also have bodega. So that's where our bodega is located in the Drescher Hall 301 in the STEM lounge. And then we also have our STEM lab where students can meet with our peer mentors and tutors for tutoring or mentoring, or they can just hang out in the lab. We have whiteboards all around the lab, and then the tables are circular tables with whiteboards as well, so they can write on them. And then we understand that these areas can get pretty loud for students. So we have a quiet room for them, just in case if, it becomes very distracting for some of them, they can go into the quiet room and use the space as needed. And then we have a conference room that is usually booked by STEM faculty. So we have one of our computer science instructors who is using the conference room. And it's really great to see how students, once faculty come to students instead of students coming to faculty, how successful like office hours are. And it's nice because students are sometimes in the lab, and then once they see the instructor walking over, they'll like run to the conference room. So it's a great way. It kind of like breaks that barrier between a faculty and a student. These resources are open to all students. And then for the conference room, priority is given to STEM faculty. But if you all ever have any faculty that need a conference room or anywhere to host office hours, we're more than happy to host you all there. And so now let's get to some data. And this is really important because we've made some progress over the years. And so 2011 is when SMC received first of 3 federal HSI grants to launch and support the STEM program. And we started relatively small, where our first cohort of students, we had 93 students in our first cohort of the Maximizing Achievement in STEM program when it started in 2012 to 2013. That's our first cohort. And so overall, we've serviced a total of 2,105 students over the life of 3 grants. So that's from 2012 to 2023. And we did, thank you, everyone. We did notice a little decline during COVID, but as you know, those numbers have increased. And we are kind of at a 50-50 split when it comes to our female and male students, but our male students do slightly overrepresent at a 53%, while our female demographics, it's at a 47%. And so STEM Moss students are racially disproportionately more STEM math students were Latinx when compared to their representation in the overall college population during the same period. So that's fall 2012 and fall through fall 2023. 36 of the college population is Latinx, and 49% of STEM math students are Latinx. And so when we break down the race and ethnicity of all of our STEM math students, we've served our 13.3% of our students are Asian Pacific Islander students. 6.5% are, of course, we would like that number to increase, but even throughout the college, that number is relatively low as well. And then our Latinx percentage is at a 49%, 48.5. And then we have students who identify with 2 or more race at a 4.6, and our white students at 20.2%. And so let's look at some outcomes. On average, STEM math students spent 2.6 fewer years to complete their STEM associate's degree when compared to non-math students. And these are STEM degrees earned between 2017 to 2018 to 2019 to 2022. And that's excluding auto-awarded degrees. And 9 and 10, on average, 9 and 10 STEM math students persist from fall to spring semester, and that's kudos to our counselors and our peer mentors and tutors and Vanan as well, for all of the efforts that are put, especially for our first year students and students who maybe have had a gap in education and then they come back. You all help our students persist. And then on average, Latinx math students successfully completed their STEM courses at higher rates. So that's 5% higher than other Latinx students in the same courses. And so the overall impact, there's been a 7% increase in the percent of STEM majors. So when we look at pre-STEM program, fall of 2009, we had 9% of students declare a STEM major, and that has a 7% increase from fall 2023. We're currently at a 16%. Additional outcomes, 34% of STEM degrees awarded in 2023 to 2024 were awarded to Latinx students. So that's an increase of 6% when compared to 2014, 2015. And then 136 additional STEM degrees, and these are degrees in STEM AOI, were awarded overall in 2022 to 2023 when compared to 2014 to 2015. And then lastly, there's been a 22% increase in annual number of SMC students who transferred into STEM majors at the CSU and UCs from 2013 to 2014 to 2022 to 2023. And the annual number of Latinx students who transferred into STEM majors at the CSUs improved by 93% during that same period. So now we're gonna jump over to some of our favorite part of the presentation. Let me just be mindful of time. I just want to make sure that we make time for questions. So I'll probably go through a few of these. So we have Ingrid Lopez, who's one of our alumni. She served as a peer mentor and tutor, and she's currently at UCLA majoring in computer science and linguistics. And this is what she had to share. When I first started college, I was overwhelmed. The STEM SRI program has provided direction and guidance in traversing the path to education. Thanks to the program, I have developed a stronger academic resume through the internship information and counseling that has opened doors to more opportunities. We have Dexter Mack, who's one of our current program participants, and he's a statistics major. And he said, it's only my second semester at SMC, but the amount of support and dedication that I receive every day in the STEM lab from people like Paulette and Miss Arthur is invaluable. And I don't think I would have gotten it anywhere else. I always thought that when I became a STEM major, it would be lonely, as it is always depicted in social media or other testimonies. But I think talking to people who relate to the same thing academically is one of the biggest changes I saw in myself as I've been here. Everyone understands it's hard, and that's okay. Tamara, who's one of our alumni as well. She was a STEM tutor and an SI leader, and she earned her BS in material science, earned her master's in human resource resource analytics and management, and she's currently people's operations specialist at Latisse. And she states, between the STEM program and Black Allegiance, I found people that shared common goals and motivations around academic and career success. Furthermore, staff and faculty candidly shared a sense of vulnerability about their aspirations and career paths that I could relate to. It's also allowed me to understand that there are different paths to success. We have Maria Cabrera Abad, who was one of our STEM tutors, and she received her bachelor's in molecular and cell biology, and she's currently a lab tech in beverage formulations for Power Brands. And she states, I'm glad I joined the STEM program my first year because just meeting and talking to professors and faculty the summer before my semester made me less nervous to start my classes. Meeting the professors I would eventually take for my bio and chem classes, I think was most helpful because they already knew me the first day of class. Even just talking to them while having lunch or helping them during STEM skills helped me feel more comfortable. I already knew that they were nice and approachable, so it was easy to go to office hours or talk to them after lecture and lab. Gabriella Dean received her bachelor's from USC Mechanical Engineering. She's currently a systems engineering at Booz Allen Hamilton. And she states, SMC STEM program helped me figure out what classes I need and to find people to study with. There's a lot of mentorship here and you can really build community. These classes can get pretty hard and there are lots of late nights. So I like that there are people around who understand what I'm going through. And then just for the sake of time, I will skip over our last few student voices, but feel free to read them there or take a small picture. I do just want to announce that our STEMOS program application is now open. I shared a few flyers there with you all, so feel free to take those with you. The application for students to apply is Friday, May 31st, and you're always welcome to scan the QR code there. And we're also going to be hosting a few info sessions, and our info sessions, oh, it's not. I don't think I included, there we go. Sorry. And so we'll be hosting a few info sessions. These info sessions are open to students, faculty, and staff. So you're all welcome to join us to learn more about the application process, the timeline, and requirements. We'll have our first one when we return from spring break on Tuesday, April 16th from 11:15 to 12 p.m. on Zoom. And then our second one next month in May. Both will be online via Zoom. Okay. But thank you, everyone. That concludes my presentation. Any questions? Sorry, I know I spoke really fast. Oh, I didn't share screen. I'm so sorry, everyone, on video. But any questions?
I have a curious question. So I get to share the water cooler with all these amazing students
Yeah.
on the third floor of the dresser. I'm just curious where you're moving to.
We are also curious.
We don't know yet.
Yeah, we're not sure yet either.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you to both Paulette and to Dana for the presentation today. We want to take this moment to do our round of introductions. And since our Zoom people tend to log off during this time, we make them go first now. So if you can kindly unmute whoever wants to go first to introduce yourself and what department you work for, please. Don't be shy. You're behind the camera.
Better start calling.
Okay, I'm gonna start calling on people. Let's start with Carla. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Carla Brown and I'm in the Malibu campus. I am the media resources assistant.
Thank you, Carla. Okay, let's go with David.
Good morning, everyone. Great presentations. My name is David Mendoza. I work in the photography, fashion, and dual enrollment departments. I am the administrative assistant. And this July, I'll be coming up on my 8-year anniversary here at SMC.
Yay. Thank you, David. JR? Okay. Thomas.
Hello, everyone. Thomas Bowie, he, him pronouns, Associate Dean for Student Life, and I've been here for 2 years.
Thank you, Thomas. I think maybe JR stepped away. Christina's here and so is Jeff, so we don't want to include them. And then, right now, because they're here, they'll introduce themselves here. Okay, so we'll go around the specialists at the Center for Students with Disabilities.
Maria Bonin, I work in general counsel and transfer services.
And then we could start with this
Yeah.
table here.
Good morning, Janelle Levano, specialist for the
Specialist with the peer navigators as well.
Jose Q, counselor with the STEM program, and I've been here 26 years.
Banan Yahnian, project manager of the STEM program. I have not been here. 14.
Oh, Paula Gomez, program.
Let's move over to the table.
Latoya Hightower, Student Services Center, Student Services Assistant in International Education Center.
Hi, Amanda Delatorre, I'm a student services specialist in the Office of Student Life.
Okay, and we'll go over to this table here.
Claudia Henriquez, administrative assistant for International Education Center.
Hello, everyone. Victoria Charles from the Earth Science Department, been here 12 years.
Hi, everybody. My name is Abigail Orris. I'm working on a class as a professional development coordinator.
Awesome, and then we'll move over to this table over here.
Everyone, I'm Greg Gonzalez, English department.
Hi, Jimmy Cheeseman, music department.
Good morning, everyone. Cindy O'Donnell. I am an administrative assistant, been here 16 years.
Awesome, and then the table right behind.
Annalise Luna, I'm with the Education and Alumni Engagement, 6 months.
Go ahead.
Vanessa Cook, events department administrative assistant, 24 years.
I'm Alex Beckett, administrative assistant with the academic department.
I am Dana Wise, administrative assistant for the office. Lucia's in the Office of Workforce and Economic Development.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lisa Bloomberg, also in the Office of Economic and Workforce Development, and I'm the new project manager 6 months as well for the program LAKE, Learning Aligned Employment Program. And so we have opportunities for part-time jobs with students. So please reach out. I'd love to.
Okay, thank you.
I'm Calvin Madlock, the Chief Director of Information Technology, 8 months, and that's a real job she has. Not just family members.
Okay, and let's go with Sean's table.
Hi, Sean Lawson, photography.
I'm Christina Fukuda. I'm the administrative assistant for the math department. I've been here for 10 years.
I'm Colleen McGraw. I am the chair of the math department. I've been here 25 years. And I will publicly go on the record saying I hope STEM ends up in our new building with us, whatever.
Science and math? I don't know.
Awesome, thank you. Go ahead, Christina.
Hi, I'm Christina Massad. I've been here for 7 years and I work in community and academic relations.
Michael Gunderson, events department.
Adrian Thomas, events department.
And last but not least.
Jenna Galson, career services.
Awesome, and thank you everyone for coming. Please make sure to kindly, if you have not scanned the QR code, to go ahead and do that just for sign-in purposes. We'd like to know how many people have joined us for today. So thank you all for coming.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.